Okay, so here's the thing about walks with Nash is when you're walking with her, you need to think about it as a working walk versus as a play walk or a fun walk. Majority of your walks are gonna be working walks. So, for example, right now, she's walking right next to me, but my leash is short. And if she sniffs, she can do drive-by sniffs, but we can't do long sniffs. Oops. So she can sniff, but I'm gonna keep walking. My feet never stop. So the reason behind this is that we want her to learn, hey, I have to pay attention to what the leash is communicating. Nope, we're gonna walk right on through that. And there is a little bit of like, kind of feels like I have an anchor on me sometimes. Come on, let's go. Yes, good girl. Nash, Nash. Leave it, let's go. Yes, good girl, yes, yes. So we're walking, we've got her attention, she's doing great. This is what we want. Now, we'll eventually get where your walks are nice and smooth and she just ignores whatever that is. But notice how there's dogs barking. She basically, I told her, hey, we're just cruising. I don't care what's happening, let's go, we're going. And she did give me a couple side eyes when I called her name, and that's acknowledgement. That's her like, okay, I see you. It's teaching them how to process if we're going, we don't get to sniff, we don't get to do this. Now, she's not pulling me, she's not pulling ahead. If anything, she's pulling to the side or slightly behind. Come on, let's go.
So that was an awkward transition, but she had a poop, so I do apologize. So this is what I start every walk with. This is what I call like the big reset or the big focus. So you're gonna notice that one hand is the anchor hand, the other hand that she's right next to, that's the talking hand. So when she's not paying attention, essentially I drop my talking hand and I'm anchoring it right by my chest. So when I walk backwards a couple steps, I'm calling her, Nash. I take several steps until she turns and looks at me. As soon as she looks at me, I start walking. So right here, see how she's paying attention? That's what we want to get her to like clue in of, oh, I'm paying attention. And it only takes maybe 3 minutes. And you can go back and forth. Now here's another clip of it. I wanted you to see it from both sides. So right now she's paying attention, she's focusing, and you can see where she's like, oh yeah, I got this. Now I do have a cookie in my hand this time. I started off without cookies. And then I added in a couple cookies because we were starting to have just goofy behaviors. You can have a couple cookies when you do a walk. You don't have to have many. You could also bring part of her food with you. And generally, I don't worry about the leash unless it's really tangled up on them. I let them work it out because they can fix it themselves. They learn how to do it. That shake off that you saw right there, that is what we want to see. That is her letting go of the stress and realizing, hey, I got this. I know what I'm doing. So when you're on a walk, you're going to have the end of the leash in one hand, and you're going to have the leash basically in two hands. So one hand's your anchor hand, one hand is your talking hand. And when she puts any pressure on that leash, that's when we're going to come back to me, and now we can go forward. Now, I'm here doing this. She's attached to me. I'm not actually having her on my anchor hand, so it makes it a little bit easier so I can use treats or I can use redirection tools. But see how she's walking with me. Now, there's another technique that you can do where if she's getting distracted, you can do circles. Now, you can see, notice that we did that first circle and she was way out and I had to kind of like, hey, I want you to be on this side. What you're going to do is do an internal circle. So what I mean by that, so I think I have it right here, where we're walking, and all of a sudden I'm going to turn into her. Basically, I'm going to cut her off, and we're going to do a tight circle. This is awkward. Just fair warning, this can get awkward a couple times. But it's all about cutting her off and saying, hey, no, we're going to go this way. Now, you can do a full 360 and go back the way you came, but it helps get the dog realizing, oh, this is what we're doing. It's similar to the leave it command. Now, when you do a circle on the outside, see how she doesn't pay attention? She'll catch up to me, but it's not the same focus. So that's where when you're doing this, you can do a little zigzag. You can do a little, I'm going to turn into you, woohoo, switch, and then off we go. These are different tools to use on your walk, but the idea on your walks is your feet never stop, that you're always going. And that right there is where she's like, cool, I got this. See how she's looking up? That's what we want. Now, this is just a fun little bit, and so it's going to be bouncy because I didn't film it correctly. But what you can also do, so towards the end of the leash, or towards the end of the walk, we did a long lead. So I hold out my hand, she boops it, she gets a cookie. And then we keep walking. Hold out my hand, she boops it, she gets a cookie. I'm not saying anything, I'm just asking for engagement. So you can see where she's like, oh, the leash, I'm stepping on it, I don't like it. We're just ignoring it because this is where she has 16 feet of leash, and I'm rewarding her when she's right next to my hip. So think of your hip as a Pez dispenser. She can sniff, she can do drive-by sniffs, she can check things out, but it's there it is, yes. And I'm not making any noise, so that way she gets to make that choice. It's a fun like focus game. It's a fun when you're just chilling, when you want to work on start of off-leash behaviors. It's all about engagement. And right here, I'm not worried about her being ahead of me. But as soon as she got too far, I called her back. She'd made a bump, and then off we went. So try a couple of these techniques. When we meet together, we'll definitely go on the walk together. I know this is kind of awkward for the video, but hopefully this helps, and she did great.